Hey everyone, welcome back to another week and another episode of Better Love Live and the Better Love Podcast. It is my pleasure to once again introduce Dio Akrenade. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you did.
I did. Oh my God. Bonus points for me. Yay. She is the founder of the latest and greatest. I really love this social audio app. The social audio app Wisdom, which can currently be found on the Apple iStore. I love this app, and I'm going to share the link that you can find here in this video. And Dio, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My first question to you is, how did you think about this app? We met, a short story, we met actually at a dating conference in London pre-pandemic. I think it was 2018 or 2019. And we met at a Matchmaking Institute conference because she was there working actually on AfriClick. We interviewed her already of this dating platform specifically for the African community. And then all of a sudden, she's got an audio app. Like how do you have time for this, Dio? Tell me about this project.
Okay, perfect. So Wisdom, as you said, we're a social clubhouse meets masterclass, I think is a video to connect experts and mentors with knowledge seekers. So a very sort of straightforward use case. And the way Wisdom works, it's a bit different to other social audio apps because all of the conversations are one-to-one. So we have intimate conversations, and in essence, like our North Star metric is conversations that matter. So my sort of main aim with Wisdom is for anyone using Wisdom, how can I help you find a conversation that matters to you? And as I said, all the conversations are one-to-one. On Wisdom, experts or mentors go live. They broadcast and they speak to an audience of listeners. And if listeners have questions, Wisdom will take a queue for you, and you can call up your listeners, and we have a timer, right? We have a guest timer. So we work on the ethos that if you are an expert, like somebody like you, Carmelia, right? Matchmaking expert, your time is precious. And so you have a timer. And whenever a guest comes up to ask a question, for example, 10 minutes, people can get 10 minutes with you to tap into your wisdom, get a bit of mentoring, get their question answered. When the 10 minutes is over, they are moved out of your guest spot, and then the next person comes up. So in essence, yeah, we've really built this tool. Something else I think that is very different on Wisdom is all of the talks are recorded by default. And the intention around this is that to help experts to build their personal brand and just to expand their reach and their audience. So it means that for any expert using Wisdom, you build up a library of talks, your personal audio library of talks. Yeah.
That is so incredible. Did you think about that, like from the idea to beta launch, like your MVP, you've got your product, you opened it on App Store. Was this a 2-year project, 1-year project, 3-year project? You are a tech entrepreneur, and you are a Black female woman tech entrepreneur. So there's so much. I'd love to know more about that process as well. Do you get a lot of support? Was there a lot of pushback? I'd love to hear more about your journey.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, because to your point, I am a Black woman in tech, and my journey starts within tech. I would say from my degree, because I studied computer science. And even starting back to my degree, we were about 500 people on the computer science degree, and about 11 women within the 500. So already starting at the beginning.
Go, ladies, go.
So already starting at the beginning. Yeah, starting at the beginning, it was like, whoa. Somebody else had asked me, well, how many other Black women? I said, well, there was one other Black woman, and actually a few other Asian women as well, and some white women. So I think throughout my career that there's always been a theme of being in the minority group. Absolutely. I would say at university it was fine. I then moved into IT management consulting. So I worked at Accenture and Deloitte, like, big four consultancies. Definitely there was this theme of being the only one. So I would definitely be the only Black person maybe on a floor of about like 40, 50 people. Sometimes the only Black person in the team, in the unit, like always, always the only one. Sometimes the only woman as well, but absolutely, the only one. Then moving into tech. And I would say overall with my journey, like I'm the kind of person, if I see something that I perceive to be a problem, I'm solution orientated. So actually, when I initially left and moved into entrepreneurship, I was on the founding team of a program. It's a program called One Tech. If anyone's interested, the URL is, I think, We Are One Tech. And One Tech is London's largest diversity in startups program. So in essence, where I saw that there was a lack of diversity in startup founders, underrepresented groups, which were women, ethnic minorities, immigrants, and also people who didn't have a degree. And in essence, there weren't many sort of tech startup founders in that area. So I co-joined a team to pioneer a program to, in essence, try to fix that. So I would say that in terms of, you were asking my journey in tech, I think absolutely sometimes there are issues and hurdles that I encounter, and ultimately I know that it is perhaps because of my race and my gender. You know how sometimes there are certain things that, like, no, that's what it's because of. And so what I try and do there is, we joined a program to try and fix it, and then I mentor a lot. And then I'll say, like, one of the key findings of the One Tech program was that we found that there was a lack of representation, a lack of diversity in startups because of a lack of mentorship. So what it meant was that maybe perhaps if you were an ethnic minority, if your parents were immigrants, you're not always going to be able to access that mentorship that you need, right? Maybe you think you want to become a lawyer, but is your neighbor a lawyer? Is anyone in your family a lawyer? It's when you have ideas, like at the infancy, if you can tap into the wisdom of someone who is maybe 10 years ahead, 15 years ahead, it's very critical. And so that kind of links to like the founding mission of Wisdom, because what I want it to be is that if somebody does need mentoring and they need knowledge, it might be because you're thinking of a career to go into, you might be in your career, do I pivot? To your point, Carmelia, it might be your love life. Am I with the right person? How do I find the right person? And the idea is that I want it to be that, Wisdom is a community of people who are there because they want to share knowledge, they want to help, they want to give back. And then, let's just have helpful people who are just a tap away.
So this program, and then you saw this lack. I mean, I love a lot of tools today, apps today, companies today were born from this idea or solving a problem. Was this, once you decided you wanted to do audio, did you know social audio was going to be a thing, or was it Clubhouse launched, I think, in 2019, I think 2020 was the birth of Clubhouse the first? I don't know if it's the first audio platform gave you the idea to create it, or was Wisdom already in the process of being created?
So I would say for me, because how with startup, first of all, you fall in love with the problem. And you're like, yes, is there going to be a way to fix this problem? And so initially within the One Tech program, we started a mentoring work stream. Found out quite quickly that mentoring programs are really hard to run. You have to create them, you have to recruit the mentors, you have to find the mentees, you have to schedule, meetings. How do you check back? How do you measure? Is it working? Is it not? Like, it was just so I would say it's something has always been a problem that I've been aware of. I have personal mentees, but I got to the point where I couldn't take on any more mentees, like sometimes young Black girls would DM me on Twitter. At some point, what I would start to do is I sent them a link to say, here's a link to a talk I did or a podcast interview. Go and listen to that, because the questions you want are answered in that. So
Love
then I
that.
became,
Okay.
social audio, it's become, it's beginning to become a medium, but I'm not really a social media person. So I was kind of on the edge for sure. But then once Clubhouse showed that, Clubhouse was it was a good inspiration to kind of put the accelerator down and be like, fine, pedal to the metal, you know what I mean? Like, I can do this, we can do this. And because I think, what I'll say about social audio, right? I would say like video, YouTube, that's like one extremity. You've got to be camera ready, you've got to look good, you need to have the equipment, at one end.
Do you know how much time this took? Like,
I can see the glow through the camera.
Oh my goodness. It's not easy doing this, right? So,
No,
which is why
it's not easy.
I love, let me show something to the people who are on video. Here is my wisdom profile, right? And if I want to, I can create a talk right now and share my wisdom, and nobody cares what I look like. This is like a godsend. I think to the 2021 was year of social audio for sure. And I love how, you took, I mean, whether Clubhouse existed or not, there are so many distinct differences that wisdom offers that you really feel like it is your unique platform. When you look at Tinder as an example, as the disruptor for dating when it first launched, and you swipe left and right and whatever, all of the other apps soon followed suit. But there still isn't enough uniqueness to that swipe left, right function. Whereas wisdom is really it's your thought in action, like top mentee or mentor to a mentee, someone seeking wisdom, someone giving wisdom, and to not so easily accessible people as well. Right? Because for the most part, I am not that accessible. You are not that accessible. We're in different time zones. To make this happen, there was some coordination, when are you free? When are you free? So, but I love that with wisdom, in the spirit of generosity, and as a way to, as you said, have my voice heard to a different audience, share my wisdom to others, because it is a marketing tool. I think the fact that all of my talks are listed underneath my profile. Like, do I really need a podcast at this point? I don't know. And the audio quality is great. I don't know who's behind your tech team, but the audio quality is great. It's recorded, it's shareable. I love how when I'm in my talk, I can, while I'm in the talk, share that link to my audience, and they can click it and insert themselves like a fly on the wall in my conversation. I'm like, this is brilliant. So kudos to you for creating it. What's next? I don't know if you want to keep tell all your secrets, but what is next?
Yeah, we can share a little bit. And okay. First of all, I love that you love the audio. We do have a feature which we're going to release soon. So premium high fidelity audio. So it's going to be.
It is great.
Perfect. It's about to get better. So in essence, podcast quality audio. Because literally, to your point, what you've just said, I don't know if I need a podcast. It's not just you. We have a really strong podcasting community on Wisdom. And they were actually the ones that gave me the feedback and said, hey, they were like, we can just record our podcast here. And if I'm having a guest, all they have to do is download Wisdom. And then there's this really funny live drop-in aspect where, we can just take visitors and, see who drops in. So
you can repurpose this. I think, I don't know if there's licensing agreement or whatnot, but like, why would I do, like, if I'm live on Wisdom, like there's already people are repurposing. The true social media experts are literally finding out how to repurpose content, how to leverage their time. And the fact that Wisdom gives me that audio, and to your point, if I'm going to be strategic and build my brand, what are the most commonly asked questions? Guess what? I'm going to answer them. I'm going to title it in my talk. And then to your point, I'm going to send it to them, which is brilliant. So tell us what's next.
Yeah, absolutely. So high fidelity audio for recordings. So to your point now, there should not be a difference between if you record your podcast or your content on Wisdom, also, which is a really high priority. So we know within Wisdom a mentor coin is a virtual in-app currency that creators earn in proportion to how many people listen to them. And when you reach a certain amount of mentor coin, you can switch it out for a gift card within your app, and that's redeemable at places like Starbucks and Target and Amazon and a number of other retailers. That's our first feature. Something we are feverishly working on, because for me, I think it is a priority to help creators monetize. You know, social networks go one of two ways, right? Some social networks will leave it for years until they work out how the creators are going to monetize, but that's not the case with Wisdom. So we are looking for, and we don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I'll give you a use case, Carmelia. Maybe I follow you, maybe I've listened to your talks, maybe I attend Matchmaker Mondays regularly, and
yes,
you have been and you have been so generous on Matchmaker Mondays to use the Wisdom timer function. So I've been able to get 10 minutes with you, right? But I now decide I've got a dilemma. It's to do with my love life. I want to have a 20-minute session with you. I want to have a private session with you. So I don't need everybody knowing my business, and I want your focused attention. So the idea will be that I can pay you money directly through Wisdom to have a private audio consultation, which is enabling you as a creator to monetize for your time. Because I do think that so many of us are experts, right? But sometimes, you know, sometimes there is a challenge. How do you monetize your expertise? How do you monetize your time? You may go into your LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn is sort of full of requests from people who you don't know. Hey, I would just like to get 5 minutes of your time here. And you know, it's never 5 minutes. And before you know it, you've done like a full consultation. So it needs to be in the future. You send them the link to Wisdom, book me on Wisdom. Oh, you just want, you know, my audio for a few minutes? Or as you said, listen to me first. I've got these talks that probably answer your question, but you know, if not, book me, but book me directly through audio. So that's one of the things coming next that I'm very excited about.
I love that. And as we're wrapping up, I just want to share to the listeners, yes, I am a top mentor on Wisdom, a very, very big fan. I have 2 shows that I will be doing regularly, except when I travel and I do media. So normally my regular schedule will be Matchmaker Mondays, 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm going to do Thursday. It may change, but I want to give dating tips, date ideas. I want to help people sort of prepare for dates, maybe help them pick outfits. You can basically ask me any questions on Thursdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the afternoon Eastern. That way, wherever you are in the world, whether you're in West Coast, UK, Australia, wherever, you can chime in. And live is great. I would say if you're listening and you want to ask me a question in advance, you can DM me that on Instagram. Is that something as well, like search feature, like looking for a top mentor, or being able to directly message within the app? Are these some of the things that are coming in the schedule?
Absolutely. To your point, and these features will be around because I feel like we are an audio community on Wisdom. So absolutely a search function, because a lot of people have said, I want to be able to find my friends. I know they're on Wisdom. So a global search, and then also DMs as well. And then what I won't say, but we just have some other really exciting engagement features coming, which I don't want to say too much about,
Okay.
but yes, it's really exciting.
I love it. You know, that's the beauty of social audio. It is a space where you literally can, be in your bath and give wisdom, be in your office, like wherever. So I love that you don't have to have that video aspect. And where can our friends download wisdom, and how soon do you think it will be before our friends on Android might be able to join? I know you're doing so much, so I'm sure our listeners are asking if for those who are Android.
No, I think absolutely. Android, we're not going to take too long. I promise it's not going to be a year. We're thinking months rather than a year. We're working on it now. And geographically, right now, if you are in Canada, Australia, UK, and of course, USA, then just go to the Apple Store, search for Wisdom. We rank quite highly now for the word. And then if you want to check the website, we are at wisdom.audio. And to your point, we're in the major countries now, but global expansion it's also a priority. So, look out for more there too.
Wonderful. Okay. And I definitely welcome you all. For those who are thinking of podcasting, I think Wisdom is a great platform to give it a try, right? To give yourself an opportunity to see if you've got podcast skills. I think anybody has great interview skills. So I definitely welcome you to check out the interview that Dio already had of myself. And then I've done multiple interviews with top guests and celebrities that are coming up. And I have to say, the information, the wisdom that we're extracting for free, guys, they're giving me for free talks, which if I had to, I would pay thousands of dollars for this information. So thank you to my friends and to all the people that have invited. And if you are an influencer and you'd like to have a official welcome to Wisdom talk, please DM me, let me know. We will roll out the red Wisdom carpet for you, and I'll be happy to introduce you, as well as Dio and her team, to make sure that your first experience on Wisdom goes smoothly.
I think
any other words,
absolutely.
anything else you'd like to share before we wrap?
No, I just want to echo your point, because I love that you use the word opportunity. I think if you are a content creator out there, or you are an expert, you might even run a law firm. Social audio, as far as marketing is concerning, I think it is the next medium. It's not as extreme as video. It's more emotional than text. Audio, I just think, sits perfectly within the middle. So I think, to your point, it's an opportunity for experts, an opportunity for business owners. And even if you're just a listener, somebody who likes to kind of listen in and drop in on spontaneous conversations that matter, absolutely check out Wisdom.
Thanks so much, Dio. I will see you on Wisdom. Guys, set your calendars. Follow me Wednesdays, Thursdays. Give Dio a like, a follow, and we will be sharing our wisdom with you on her platform. And until then, I will say goodbye for now. Bye.